Good afternoon. And I adjusted this a little bit, but I don't know how it's going to look. I've been playing around with the camera on this phone for quite some time. Brittany came on the site. She said she misses me, but I'm on it every single day. I'm taking me a break, and I really am. Now my computer, it's still not right. Okay, it just is doing weird stuff, and it really is. Now, I'm still madly in love with Queen Dak, and I hope her sending a picture and a personal message on the site means she's coming back. Now, I'll be taking me a nap in just a little bit. I don't know what that is. I'm going to take me a nap in just a little bit. Um, Maybe go outside for a little while. I'm going to take a shower and all that stuff. Um, I don't know. I mean, it is kind of strange when you're working with a lady in a session. Um, it's kind of like I said, first time I was with Miss Annie, what was that? I don't know what that is. I'll have to go back there and check that out again. But my whole thing is that my computer here, I'm gonna have to get another computer and I have to buy less tokens on the site. But, I'm sort of like my peer specialist, Nate. He's right. There's no reason for me to be on there every single day. Now, my stomach's doing weird stuff like it always does. I've been vaping some THC Delta 9. You know, I think I'm on an automatic on that. So early September, they'll send another one. Now I'm gonna start picking up a little bit uh, Saturday and Sunday. Our inspection's gonna be the 8th. I said the 18th. That's the 8th, September 8th. They send the big boys in here, and basically what they're looking for is housekeeping that's halfway decent. You know, um, that's I don't know. I mean, it looks pretty good to me, and it does. Now, I've got my potato chips. I do low sodium chips. I got those. My lady friend I told you about, who's deaf, she gave me a bag of Chipotle um, little things to eat, little tortilla things. And, guys, like I said, I'm just a crazy old man that you know trying to figure out how to get exercise and stuff like that, you know. And I'm going to go outside. It's a beautiful day today. It's going to be in the 80s. I think the high is going to be 85, 86. You can't beat that kind of weather. Um, with this, like I said, if you look over my vlogs, primarily I'm a masochist, so I love hot, sexy ladies giving me physical pain. Two, music's my life. That's all I do is music. I talk about certain people. That's my own opinion. You see, you have yours. You have your own ears and what you hear when it comes to music, and I have mine. My ears are trained over the years, and when I hear a singer, I'm basically trying to figure out, how's your sound coming out? Is it real breathy where you're running out of air and you're having to take a lot of breaths during a phrase when you're singing? You know. Also your looks. Now I've always said that if a girl really looks extremely good and hot, God's going to love her, you know. But I'm going to go ahead and end this. I'm not doing well today at all, period. And I'm looking forward to my Acer Chromebook. That'll be good to go on, you know, go online and stuff like that. This computer's got a malware or a virus in there somewhere, and it shuts things down. Like I can't use my system mechanic, And I think the reason why it's not working is because I'm not online. You see, I have to be online uh, to get the system mechanic to get updates and stuff like that. Um, so I'm drinking my Synergy right now, and I really enjoy Queen Dax's videos she has on the site. They're really good when it comes to edging. She's good at it. How's the girl know? That's the thing. When you're edging and you're doing it and you're having guys watch and do it too. That's what she says. You do it to yourself. And she'll sit there and go real fast. And I'm like going, oh my God. And I know a lot of guys are going to go. And she stops. How she knows it, I don't know. Queen Dak, like I said, stays in my head all the time. She does. And I miss her. Um, Brittany, as like I said, I'm taking some time off. I'm taking a few days off. She'll be okay. She can mute people and do stuff like that. So I'm gonna chill out. I'm gonna go outside in a little bit. And the bad thing about it is up under this desk. You see, like I said about this apartment. Okay, I did the best I could, and you can see spots of wax where I tried to get wax down here. What happens to these floors over a period of years? And let you see it. These are the floors I'm talking about. Okay, those are institutional floors. Okay, you see those in dormitories. You see those at Paris Island. You know, the Marines. And this has to be waxed pretty much once every 6 months to a year. And this has never been nothing done to it since I've been here in 2014, 2015. Now I found this place I told you about that I was thinking about in Florida. Real nice place in Florida that I can move to like this and get less less rent. Okay, guys, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this and upload it. And kind of like I said, guys, my health is really strange, and it really is very, very strange. Miss Tina, I don't know. She's wanting $2.99 per minute. That's pretty much the going rate. That's what Annie was basically doing the same thing. You know, except Annie's different. Miss Fanny Annie, what she would do in a session is she would basically go and see how long I can go. That was her thing. You know, she always says, "God, let me see your balls." And she'll look at them. They're not where she wants them to be. She'll continue till they get there. With her, it could be 30 minutes, 45 minutes, or a whole hour. It just depends on what she wants to do. With Miss Tina's the type of girl that it's hit them hard. You're not hitting them hard enough, you know. And most of these girls won't see permanent damage, and they really do. And that's where you have to be very, very careful with them. And you really do. You know, Miss Fanny Annie wanted me to. She did too. She said, "Can you cut a little deeper on your scrotum, just a little bit, make it a little longer, so I can look inside and see the testicles?" That's sick, And I had to leave her, especially when she's begging me for giving her a tribute. Why? you know, and then she's wanting to sell me pictures of her. I can go on the site and see girls naked. So I basically blocked her or restricted her, and she's off. She's not even on Instagram. Now, she may be in her name. I'm not sure. Miss Tina, do I fear going in a session with her? Yeah, I do. But then again, I basically was scared of any of the girls going into sessions. So I'm gonna go ahead and end this and drink my Synergy, and that's basically it. And I'll be honest with you, I do miss Fanny Annie. I do miss her. You know, she's a hot little girl. She is, looks good, man. You know, and she gave me one um, on the site. She did one, and I'm gonna go ahead and end this. I'm not doing all that well today. I'm just a crazy old Mascus kind of guy, and music too. What else? I love social psychology. I study people just like I do when I'm looking at girls involved in a session of giving physical harm to a man. That's what I do. I study them, see what they do. Most females cannot connect their foot to a man's balls. They just can't. They try and they can't do it. What they do is they hit underneath it. And that hurts now. I imagine that's a good bruise up under there, but they miss the balls. Um, the two that I like the most is Rebecca with the what is that? I've forgotten now. It's one of these cam sites that you post your videos. Um, I fell in love with her because she is smoking hot. Um, she pretty much knows how. Watched her when she threw her foot out. Her toe went into it instead of this, went straight into it. That's what or um, what's her name? Honey does. Princess Honey. That's what she does. She really can connect her foot to a set of balls. I would love to go through a session with a real female. That would be fun. It would be. You know. I felt sorry. I told you about that of one guy that was in a session with a girl. Before he even started, his balls didn't look good. I don't know why he went through another session. Alrighty, guys, I'm a crazy old man, and I'm just gonna sit here and chill out. And my this is what I don't like is when you're depending on your Medicaid aid when you're trying to do that. She didn't even show today. It's 2 o'clock. She said, "Will 12:45 be okay?" And she's not even here at all. Now, I wished I had my sunflower seeds. I forgot about those. I used to eat sunflower seeds a lot. I just love them. They are pretty high in sodium, so I get low sodium. Okay, guys, subscribe to this crazy Mascus guy. And, let me drink my Synergy. Oh, we. That's ginger. Yeah, but you can pretty much go back into my vlogs and Her Slave for Pain. I get into it a little bit deeper. Um, YouTube will not allow me to read anything at all when it comes to one of the girls' fantasies towards me. You know, I read one and got a stiff warning that's still on my panel, I guess you call it. Yeah, it's still there. They won't remove it, you know. And I've learned that they call that basically sexual content, because you're talking about me being nude and what she's doing, and that at YouTube says, no, you can't do that at all, period. Alrighty, guys, I'm pretty much, like I said, I'm staying off the site for a few days. When I get paid, I'll buy some tokens. Um, this Acer Chromebook, I'm looking forward to it. And I'm trying to tell everybody and spread this around. Be very careful what you download into your computer. Be very careful. And I'll tell you what happened to me. A few times it would pop up virus warning. And what it is, that's fake. If you hit it, crap comes in your computer. I cold booted, didn't work. It still got in there. When you're really getting into deep, weird stuff, it doesn't work well. You're going, this computer, what's happened to the computer is my fault. I'll admit it, it's my fault. I was downloading some bizarre and weird stuff. And when you do that, in comes the malware and the virus, and it gets right smack into your computer. If you don't think Norton and McAfee is the best, the best antivirus program ever written, you're wrong, because you can get a virus or a malware right past it without it even knowing it. You know. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end this and chill out and vape some THC Delta 9. I miss Queen Dak. I don't know what it is about her. I like you. I did fall in love with Miss Annie Fanny, but Queen Dak, something about her, and I can't. She's also a Colombia, Brazil. A lot of my Doms are from Colombia, Brazil. A lot of them are. You know, I'm gonna go ahead and end this and chill out. And I'm starting to feel bad about Brittany, but we got to take some time apart from each other. Alrighty, guys, subscribe to this crazy old man. And I'm dancing. What I do is I dance around things I'm talking about because I know what YouTube will allow and not allow. You know, I used to get strikes all the time. And a strike is basically you get one strike, two strike, three strikes, and your channel's gone. Period. And that's what happened to one of my channels. There was no nudity on it. There was some sexual content. What I was doing is I was showing ball busting, but I would cover up the guy's torso so you couldn't see anything. But you see, YouTube, when it went to them, they're looking at it and seeing somebody naked on their end. I don't know how. But anyway, this is way too long. I talk way too much. I remember my ex wife used to say, please just shut the hell up.